Good day, strategy gamers, and welcome back to episode 6 of our Let's Play, Rule of Waves 3, playing as Japan starting in 1890. We had a great episode last time where we managed to take control of the Korean Peninsula with these two provinces. We also quite materially increased our yearly budget. We put together a new ship design, which we'll begin constructing soon, a new domestically built battleship. We finally unlocked some technology, and we are gearing up for a potential war with China. So let's see what we can do in the next, 30 minutes or so. Begin by taking the turn. Government is concerned about tensions leading to war. What advice? What do you recommend? I think we should safeguard our interests from China, is the obvious answer. Talks with China failed due to high tension between the nations. Okay. I think I actually misread that event. I think that was actually an event for trying to arrange a security agreement, so I misplayed that one. I was a little too quick on the gun. I'm going to go another turn, though. We're just letting the funds build back up a little bit because we got pretty close to zero, and we want to have some money to be able to build the new battleship when the design study's complete. So one of our heavy cruisers has finished working up, and we have a captain who's unassigned that's below average. They were implicated in a scandal involving champagne and an admiral's daughter. I think we get the prestige point and have the captain dismissed. Looking at the messages here, French are having some trouble with armor. Nothing too exciting, though. Go one more turn, and then we should be able to start construction on our battleship. We managed to get blueprints for the Spanish light cruiser Infanta Isabel. Let's take a look at that. So 2.5 of belt, 5-inch guns, goes 20 knots. No surprises or anything to be worried about there. We have a commander of average ability. Great Britain increased naval spending, a common theme it would seem. That's about it. We had a rear admiral left the service, though, for our first battle division, so we need to replace them. And our new battleship design, the Kai, is ready for construction. So let's go ahead and get one of those into the yard. It's going to cost about $1,400 monthly for almost 3 years. So I think we will just do one for now. And that will be named after the class of ship Kai. Wonderful. So Fuso done in about 8 months. We'll probably just immediately then put in another Kai. And, yes, the Fuso is a slightly larger vessel, both in tonnage, guns, etc. I think there is a little bit of savings too, though, because we're building this domestically. So that's just nice to see. I think with some of that extra cash that we do have, we might actually increase our dock size again, because we are not currently doing that. It costs $970 a month. Take about 15 months. That's fine. And we need to remember to replace the rear admiral that had left. So let's see. This gentleman is average. Or we can roll the dice with Agua. We'll go with the average rear admiral. Play it a little safe there. Go to the next turn. Shipyard short on orders. It's just going to be too costly, so we're going to pass the offer. Journalists ask about visiting French ships. I think we want to... I don't think there's a way to get budget out of this event, so Let's go ahead and increase tension just a little bit with the French. I'm not too worried with the current status, and we'll take the prestige point. Finally got another technology, improved shipbuilding still. In last episode, we had just a boomer year for technology research, but we are still backwards, so we need as much as we can get, largely due to our small budget. At some point, I'm going to stop reading that Great Britain every month has increased their naval budget. It's just continually making me a little jealous. All right. Nothing new there. We also got the Naval Academy for Fleet Tactics. That's more good news. And the Spanish and the Chinese both had some technology advancements, and tension with China has increased. That's really good news. So we are on the path to war. Our budget went up just a little bit there last turn. So hopefully we get one soon here against China. Now let's just double check what they have in terms of ships. They have built this battleship, the Changxian, one of their newer designs. That's the 12,000 tons. Other than that, we really kind of easily outclass the rest of their battleship fleet. They really have focused, though, on heavy cruiser and light cruisers since the last time we had well, actually not that much. I'm mistaken by that. They increased in corvettes here. That's what looks a little new. Let's see. We got a blueprint for the heavy cruiser Vladimir Monomakh. 4-inch belt, 5,000 tons. Feels like a lighter heavy cruiser. 2 7-inch guns. So we outclassed that with most of our heavy cruisers, so that's good. More technology. Improved armor-piercing shot design. That's really good. Germany, Great Britain, France, Russia, just everybody deciding, hey, let's start building some destroyers. Now, I'd been kind of holding off because really nobody else was getting into this destroyer game, but we're going to have to catch up with that probably once the next Fuso here finishes. We'll do a destroyer design. I've been hoping that maybe we could get research for just slightly larger destroyers. I think right now we're capped at 300 tons, I want to say. Might just be able to look at that real quick. So we have destroyers up to 300 tons, yeah. So it'd be nice if we could at least get that 400 unlock. Let's see. Another heavy cruiser, Russian design. So this is the same class as what we just looked at, the Askold class. All right, we had a promotion of a gunnery expert who's now in charge of the 1st Cruiser Division. A lot more destroyers being built by our peers. Unfortunately, it looks like tension reduces with China. That's too bad. And Russia's focusing on gunnery training. Okay. 4 months left here on the Fuso. We'll go another turn or two, and then we'll do a design for destroyers. More British budget increases. German has 8-inch guns that are better than ours. That's not too surprising. And tensions with Russia, France, Great Britain, and Germany are all decreased. I'll take it, as long as it's not China. During maneuvers, one of our ships have opened fire on a fishing boat from China. I think this is our opportunity to raise tensions with China. Unfortunately, we don't get any budget from this event, but we're still going to press for war. We have a research breakthrough in melanite. What another great episode here for our research capabilities. Russians had a delay in their construction of a battleship. And again, just a lot more destroyer production happening from our peers. One more turn, and then we'll do the design for the destroyers. And that's good. So torpedo technology. Nothing too notable other than China tensions increase, Spain reduce. So back on the warpath with China here. That's good news. Let's see what the relations look like for everyone. So China also has high tensions with Spain, which is a little interesting. And Spain, when we look at it, they do have some ships here in the Southeast Asian theater. So there is potential that there could be activity if those tensions keep increasing. Let's go ahead, though, and design that destroyer we've been talking about. Maybe they will be ready after the first couple turns of war if we really are fast about it here. So we'll let them auto-design for a base. 300. We're already overweight with this design. You really, in my opinion, you really don't need secondary guns on a destroyer at this stage of the game. It does only have one forward main gun. Let's see, for torpedoes, it has swivel mounts. Do we have swivel mounts researched? Cramped accommodation, overweight. It's not saying anything about the swivel mounts, so I guess we do have those. Okay, well that's promising. There's just 2 of them, but that's okay. Let's maybe reduce the speed a little there. And where else can we get ourselves just a little bit of weight? There's no armor on this. I think maybe we do speed 25 and then see if we can actually get medium range. No, it's not going to work. It's too much. Can we fit on another torpedo mount? I'm doubting it. Let's see if we can. Yeah, too many centerline gun torpedo mounts, so we'll take that off. And we add it then on the wing then. I'm again going to be surprised if this works. So it's not balanced. So we put one on the starboard side, so let's add one to the port. See what happens. We overweight now? We are overweight. Well, I really do want more torpedoes on this. Because really, that's going to be its value here. But 23 is awfully slow for a destroyer, even at this age, or this era. That's just slightly faster than our cruisers. Let's go with a more traditional design, where we have the 2 mounts. And we'll go up to 26. And what we will do is we will clear out enough ammo to get that down. So rate of fire will be impacted. I think I'm fine with that. Okay, save and finish. And it will take 1 month and cost $100. Fair enough. And the Asai, I'm saying that right, is commissioned, which is good. What else do we have going on here? Tensions with Russia increased twice, because they don't like us having North Korea and we're a historical enemy. and then they've reduced once because of the recent war in the area. Okay, so +1 net. Right. Our design for our destroyer is now available. So this costs 100 to build. Let's do 10 of these destroyers. Maintenance on them is 8. So we're really not adding too much to our maintenance overhead. And later on, we can probably convert them to corvettes at a later date when we get better destroyers, better technology. When these heavy cruisers get to a couple of months out from being finished, we'll probably look at, we're going to do another ship design of something, or if we're just going to build another of our new domestically built Kai class battleships. The French government is offering to sell us rights to 8-inch guns of quality for -1 for 5,000. I think I gotta take that. The guns are just so important, and 8-inch is really a common caliber we're going to use for a long time. So yeah, but we had the ability to take that. Okay. Nothing really much there in the events. Waiting for this war to actually break out here with China. Tension is very high between China and Spain. Now have sloping armor deck, more technology benefits. China increased their naval budget. Commander Arita is incompetent. Not ideal. So let's take a look at all relations. Oh, yeah, okay. So China and Spain are close to war as well. Battleships can finish working up. I just realized we did not assign a commander or division, so we need to... Okay, so an unknown ability commander is assigned. Shoot, that we missed that. Let's go ahead and assign it to a division, though. And we'll put it with the rest of the Fuso battleship since it's the same speed. Okay. Prime Minister returned from a state visit to China, bringing a proposal to solve outstanding sources of tension. I don't think we can ever trust China, so we should increase our budget and increase tension. Setback in wireless telegraphy. Yeah, a lot of destroyers being built. I don't know that our tension actually increased, so that's a little disappointing. I didn't see an offsetting event either. We had some unexplained delays with the construction of one of our destroyers. China is building destroyers now too. I hadn't noticed that previously. Yeah, just every nation is going destroyer crazy right now. France and Russian tension is reduced. So that's good. How far do we have out on our heavy cruisers here? So this is going to unlock for us about 2,300 in monthly funds. I think we will spend that. Do we need... I wonder if we need some light cruisers. We had built these at the very beginning of the game. Or we could alternatively do heavy cruiser designs now with our new 8-inch quality 1 guns. That's kind of appealing as well. I think we'll use the funds actually for 2 Kai battleships and some destroyers. So we're just going to hold tight for now. I want to build up our funds a little bit more in case we have another technology offer to purchase. Italy and France have entered into an alliance. And see what the U.S. destroyer Smith class looks like. 1 3-inch gun, 2 torpedo tubes above the water. That looks pretty familiar. Theirs is faster than ours, though. It is at 28 knots. Ours are only at 26. Wonder where they got the savings from. Could be technology, perhaps. Yeah, so this is lighter machinery for destroyers, so if they have water tube boilers, that might have helped quite a bit. The U.S. Frederick heavy cruiser is 4.5 inches of belt armor and 4.5 inches of turret armor. Okay. Give another 2 turns for those heavy cruisers to finish. Our new dock's finished as well. China appears to be considering a naval rearmament program. How should we react? I think we condemn them, push us into war, and get increased budget. That seems like the right play. How dare they start arming themselves before we go to war? Japan and China are now at a state of war. Oh, well, that's very exciting. So we also have an opportunity here for a surprise attack. So this is in one of their harbors. We, of course, have numerically fewer ships, especially battleships. Do have a cruiser advantage, though. But our battleships, we know, really kind of outclass theirs. So let's see what the AI can do for us. I think we mobilize all ships for the surprise attack. The surprise attack, again, is one of the specific traits that the Japanese have. So, available forces. I think these are already all added. This is actually a new feature that I've not played with yet, that they added, where the area admiral can add or exclude ships. I think I'm pretty happy with this. The only thing I'm not too excited about is we only have the Fuso and the Fuji, which means 2 of our Fusos did not come. So that's not great. Oh, actually, wait a minute. The Shikishima is one of our Fusos as well, but it's in a different division. Yet all of my Fusos are in the same division, so I'm not sure what's going on there. So they failed their command check, so we can't make any changes, but we will accept and do the surprise attack with the forces that were outlaid there. Okay. So let's take a look here. I think it's a pretty good setup, and we are going towards their harbor for the attack. Again, we're going to let the AI do all the auto battle resolution for the entire series of this playlist, if this is your first episode watching, to really test out the quality of it and really challenge ourselves, as well as being in a little bit more of a role play function as, say, a naval secretary, instead of being able to jump into the battle and handle the situation ourselves. Okay. So right off the bat, we're getting a transport class there. Some of their heavy cruisers have already sortied. Need our commanders out there to be a little more aggressive, I would really like here. We're attacking one of their corvettes. Their light cruisers have sortied, it looks like, from the harbor. Would have been better if we'd gone straight in, I think. But they're playing it safe, and I guess I shouldn't complain too much about that, because there's a lot of risk with us not being in control of the battle ourselves. Alright, so now our main battle line's getting right up close and personal, attacking one of their heavy cruisers. Are we now retreating? No, not yet. I'd really like them to try to engage their main line with our battleship since we have such an advantage there. But it doesn't look like the AI is going to do that. That's too bad. We do have this light cruiser that's running into maybe just a little bit of trouble against the shore there. Yeah, it looks like our forces are withdrawing. I can understand that because, yes, it's a surprise attack, but it is a surprise attack at night. So that just really adds so much difficulty. Let's see what we got, though. So we sunk a corvette, an auxiliary ship, did damage to a battleship, 2 heavy cruisers, and a light cruiser. So it's just being considered a draw. Not great. We really could have... I think if we were controlling this battle, we would not have been so timid necessarily with our strategy, and I think we could have sunk a couple of those battleships and cruisers. So that's too bad. Let's look at ship details just to see a little bit of what happened. So just one of the corvettes here sunk. Let's look at hits. So the Osama, yeah, we all just light damage that we took. Our fortifications took light damage as well. See who our best gunnery experts were. So way to go, the Akashi, 11 hits of 4% hit rate. That's their heavy cruiser. But we do have the Unebi, which is a veteran, of course, from our last war with China, which scored 1 hit, which was 6%. So there wasn't too much action to really statistically draw much from that. So we'll close this, and we will go ahead and exit the battle. So, yeah, almost an exact draw. That's too bad. But we now see that our budget has increased. So I think what we'll do is a mixture of more destroyers, and we will do another Kai battleship. So the Mikasa, I actually think we'll do 2 of them. And then let's just throw into the yards another 10 destroyers. I think that would be good. So of course that brings us negative, but with these heavy cruisers finishing, we're going to go right back to positive in the next turn. I think this is going to be a really good war, but I think this is a good point to actually end this episode. We'll do a little bit of a recap in the next episode of the forces of China and Japan today to see how they kind of stack up against each other. A little bit of a comparison like we did in the last war. In the next episode, we'll really get into some more battles and see how everything goes. So, as always, if you have any questions or comments or feedback, please just leave them in the comments section below. Thank you so much for your support, and as always, Strategy Gamers, hoping you have yourselves an excellent day. Bye now.